culture, no tribe, no nation, no religion where you don't find this question. And this is why Mircea Eliade, while he was writing his book on the history of religions, was saying the religious question and quest is part of the intellectual structure of human being. You have it in yourself. You need to answer this question. There will be no peace if you don't get an answer. And not to answer is to answer. Because if you are avoiding the question, like Pascal, Blaise Pascal is saying, that you are diverting, distracting your mind from your death. Because the scoop is that one day you are going to die. This is the reality. And you have to face why. This is the true question that we have to face, and this is where all the religions, all the spiritualities, all the philosophies, everything is starting with this. And then the point is that this is where the quest for meaning, and this is where we are trying to respond. To get what, in fact? All of us. What means your answer to this essential question? In fact, by getting the answer, you are trying to respond to your need. It's to get peace. At the end of the day, our journey is just to get that peace. I have a question, I know the answer. And the answer is, I'm here because God exists. I'm here because I have to find my essence. This is what Jean-Paul Sartre and Heidegger were saying. You don't know why you are here. It's completely absurd. You are going to die, we don't know why. And you were born, you don't know why. There is no answer to this. You have to find your own answer. At the end of the day, your own answer is the way your mind is going to get some peace with the essential question of life. So you can avoid it by having this kind of intellectual distraction, but at the end of the day, this question will come back. Why? And if we look at this as human beings, this is what we have in common. With humility, we are just trying to get peace. Inner peace and peace with others. This is what I want. Give me the answer to my question. I will get peace with my heart and with my mind. An answer to a deep question is to get this deep and in-depth peace for my life. And this is where you can get something which is the starting point of this journey. If you look at this, the quests are the same. Now, in the book, I'm using the image of the mountain. At the top, at the summit, this is what we are looking for, the answer. Some are going to say, at the top there is God. Others are going to say, at the top there is wisdom. At the top there is liberation or nirvana. This is my truth. So we may disagree on what is on the top. Because for some, and this is why the monotheistic tradition is at the top, you will find the very essence of your life is that He created you for you to come back to Him. And we have different answers. But the point is that there are dimensions at the top that we agree upon, that we can find similar answers to different routes. And this is to look at the mountain from the valley and to accept the fact, to acknowledge the fact that it might be one summit, but many routes to it. And that you accept that. That you accept that this diversity of routes towards the summit is part of the humanity, and to accept and to acknowledge is something which is part of the humility. Some, and this is what I was saying, the dogmatic minds are looking at the mountain from the summit, and they talk as if they were talking from God's viewpoint. This is it. And others are looking at it from the valley. And sometimes it's not a mountain which is the right image, it's the desert, because there is no summit. It's the infinity, and you are dealing with no route perceivable, that you are trying to find your way in this. So this is the philosophical journey here, or the religious or the spiritual journey is just starting with this. And for us, if we want to be serious about what I was saying at the beginning, this sense of humility, yes, there are many routes. Mine, I think it's the right one. But what mine is saying is that there are many others. and that I have to respect and to understand that we may find common agreement and common principles and common hopes at the summit. So this is the way it starts, so meaning this humility. Respect is to acknowledge the fact that there are other routes. Critical thinking is, I might be wrong by thinking in the way I am walking in that path is the right way to walk. I am sometimes in contradiction with my own values. So the three dimensions are here. And the last point which is important is, for us to respect all this, we need to be equipped, as I said, with knowledge. This is why I'm advocating in the book that for us today in our societies, in Canada or in the southern countries or everywhere, we need to reconcile ourselves with 4 disciplines that have to be taught. The first one is history. We are losing our memory of things. In all our educational systems, we are not teaching history enough and not the right way. For many reasons. First, because history is the way you are faithful to a tradition, to a culture, to a legacy. But not only this, we are facing today things that happened in the past, and by not studying history, we repeat things without getting a sense that this is part of, human history. So history, it's important to know from where you are coming and what is this cyclical, coming back of things in our life. The second discipline, which is important, is the knowledge of philosophy. In my community among Muslims, when you speak about philosophy, it's perceived as something bad. No, we have the Quran, stop with philosophy. And even in Arabic, when you are talking about something which is, oh, he's talking too much, they say, this is kalam. Bitkallim, he's talking. And philosophy in Arabic is ilm al-kalam, is the knowledge of, he's talking. It could be negative, but in fact it's not true. This is when you are not secure with your belief, you start by rejecting questions. So when you feel assertive and confident with your answer, you're not scared of the questions, if you feel good with your answers. So when the questions are, putting you in a situation when you don't feel at ease with the question, it means that there is a problem here. You're on the defensive. But if you come back to the very long Islamic tradition or the philosophical tradition, we need to get this sense of philosophy, asking questions, and to get the sense of what was produced by human beings. We need to teach philosophy again in our schools. Because philosophy is to question the ends of things, not the way it's done. It's to question the ends of science. It's good to be a scientific, but the ends, what is the objective? Is why? Why do you want to know that? Why do you want to know how to go to, or to what is happening in the moon? Why? Why do you want to have the last computer? What is the point? Why? So this is something which is a very important thing, is the way, the philosophers are asking why when we are overwhelmed with know-how and how it works. So it's also the way we are questioning sciences, the ethics, the ethical dimension. Philosophy, it's important. History of religions and religions, not with catechism, but just to know that if we are talking about pluralistic society, how are you going to deal with the diversity of religions if we don't know anything about them? You don't even know what is your religion. Some are saying, I'm not a Christian, they don't know about Christianity. And we let the people think that you are free without knowing who you are. And once again, I'm repeating this again and again. There is a contradiction in terms between freedom and ignorance. Because ignorance per se is a jail. You are not free. You will be never free with ignorance. So when he speaks about religions, it's very important to get a sense of what Hinduism is, Buddhism, Confucianism. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and philosophy as well, all this together. Knowledge of religions is something which is important. Why? Because these are questions and answers to these critical questions. And some people are scared of these people who are coming with another religions because they don't know who they are themselves. It doesn't mean that you have to believe, but at least you have to know why you don't believe, why you don't accept, why this is no longer you. You need to know. Philosophy, religion, and the last one, which is quite, when I am saying this and repeating this, many people are saying, oh, I didn't expect you to speak about this, is arts. We need to teach arts to our kids,